they come up over Avon Rise into the braking area for Quarry Corner for the first time. It's MGB ahead.
Indeed it is, but the referee... might have been Scrag in the V8 Aston that made that mistake coming through Quarry. Had a terrific run down to Quarry, and it looked very much like the Scrag car. I'm just trying to see whether he goes through.
Most of it.
But I reckon, yes, I'm pretty sure it was Chris Scragg's V8 Aston that started that off. So whether this is going to be a safety car situation, I fancy it will be, John, but it could even be more than a safety car situation just to get this lot cleared before they come round again. So you've got them coming towards you. Any decisions anywhere yet? I can't see any boards.
Red flag.
Red flag. I thought it might.
Yeah.
When I said it, I thought it could be more. I thought the red flag being the first lap of the race. Let's have a restart.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, especially losing Scragg's Aston, because that would have been very, very spectacular. He won this race from the back of the grid last year. It was wet quali, and he didn't qualify too well in the wet, but fought his way through. And yeah, he's a very good driver normally.
And he's got a super heat type as well that he races, doesn't he? And it's a great shame. That Aston looks as though it's sitting on the top of the barrier at the moment. So we're just trying to figure out exactly where he is, because there are lots and lots and lots of marshals down there. Talking about lots of marshals, and we're coming to a saloon car race later, our own saloon car race, of course. The good picture in the Castle Combe Talk magazine of the marshals rushing to Geraldine Duff's assistance on the grid when she had that inversion. She said everybody should do it just for experience.
Yeah, there's some interesting video on YouTube of that and the other couple of incidents really at Folly.
Is there?
Yeah. It's, if you look on my Facebook page, they were all listed on there. But anyway, we've got to bring you into the real world, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I don't do Facebook. We're trying to figure out this machine over here that's giving all the details of the race before we know what they are.
Actually, I heard that when you heard about it, you thought we were talking about Dr. Finley's casebook.
That's about it, John.
That would be more your era.
That's about the right sort of era, yeah.
That won't mean a lot to me.
Oh, Margaret, probably.
Dr. Kindley's Facebook. Anyway,
we got some chatting to do, I think, while they all sort themselves out down there. But
yeah, I almost had something to chat about then. I've forgotten what it was now. What was
you have to search it right.
It was really relevant, and it's escaped me.
Well, something I think I'm going to come in and have my bit about September, if I can I, John? Because in September, we've got 2 action days, and on September the 11th, which you briefly mentioned earlier, and that's the AJEC. Of course, AJEC are here today with the AAA saloons, but it's their summer performance car action day, and I'm hosting that one. And on the 25th of September, even better, we got the Mini World Action Day. So, Tony, behave yourself. And so I'm hosting that one as well. So 2 action days during September. The 11th of September, the AJEC Summer Performance Action Day. On the 25th, the Mini World Action Day. Let's hope we get good weather for both of those, because they're not much fun without good weather. One day we had fog until 12 o'clock and couldn't set going until about 12 o'clock for the Mini Action Day a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we're just trying to work out who we've lost here. We know about Scrag. You told us that Aston was on the top of the barriers. Mogridge looks as though he's down at the end of the pit lane there. I don't know whether he was tied up with that Scrag incident, but they're working on the right rear of his car at the moment. It looks as though it could even just be a puncture or something, but having said that, I don't see any spare wheels hanging around waiting to be changed, but there's certainly some activity around the back of that car, whether that's interconnected or whether it's just a...
Could be, John, because
I don't know.
Yeah, Chris Scrag he made a terrific start, and I think he was in 2nd place coming through Quarry, and got the tail out a bit, just couldn't hang on to it, and while he was sorting his problem out, others were flying in all directions, and no doubt there was some contact during that, so yeah. That's what they're trying to put right.
I've just remembered what I was going to talk about, and that was, did you see, I didn't, the TV from the 60th meeting. It was on Motors TV yesterday. What day is it today? Yeah, yesterday, wasn't it?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I haven't got Motors.
No. Well, you need Sky to have been able to see it. Or there is a DVD available, apparently, at 17.50, which I presume is from the little shop down here that you mentioned earlier, David. Peter and Sally Molam's little wooden Swiss chalet type shop.
Might get one of those, because
I think it's worth it, actually.
Worth putting on the shelf.
Yeah, because no doubt you'll be featured there somewhere. John's got something to tell us.
If I can just jump in and say that I understand that the broadcast version was highly edited, so the DVD is definitely worth buying from the shop. Definitely go out and get it, and there's a lot of footage, including a lot of instant packed racing at the Diamond meeting last weekend. So definitely buy the video. It's 17.50, I think. Yeah. So for the full version.
The unexpurgated version. Yeah. So yes. As we were saying, it was a fantastic meeting, one of, if not the best meetings I've been to here, and it'd be a shame not to grab that. It's been a long time since we've had any official video from the circuit. In the days of Black Widow Productions, you used to be able to buy an old VHS video, and I've got a few of those lingering. Unfortunately, I haven't got a VHS player anymore, but never mind. But what's actually happening today is we've got Tim Matthews, who's our new media coordinator at the circuit. He's the guy who's been putting all the good stuff on things like Facebook and YouTube and so on and so forth. He's here taking a lot of video footage today, as he was at the last meeting as well. So again, I know we've been plugging online media quite a lot today, but that is really the future, whether you accept it or not. I'm afraid that is the future for a lot of this kind of stuff. And if you are an enthusiast, it's silly not to have a look at it, because you're only going to be missing out. There's some fantastic photos on some of the sites. You can pick up which sites we're on by having a look on the media page on the website, and there's links from the Facebook pages and so on. And today, for the very first time, I haven't actually announced it. Those of you who are on it will know already, but we're getting on Twitter the results of our own 3 championships, so the quali results and the race results, the top 3 certainly, well, however much we can get in 145 characters basically, which is the Twitter limit. So I know you're all here at the moment and we do read the results, but if you didn't quite pick them up, again, if you've got a smartphone, you can log into Twitter, or you can have the Twitter feeds fed to you, so you can get those results on your phone, so you don't need to write them down. And if you're really clever, you can even save them back on your PC at home, which is again, which is the way to go. So I keep an eye on all those sort of developments, because they're all designed to enhance your experience and interaction with the circuit, and we've got a lot more ideas, loads more to come, and I can see a future when you'll be able to have absolutely, well, we're very close now where you've got absolutely as much information as we have here, but these days it's we can do this sort of relatively easily and inexpensively, and it has to be good for everyone.
John, when I was up in the mock box at the meeting in Holland season, the spring bank holiday I think it was, I had a few people twittering to me then, telling me what was going on around the circuit. So that's perhaps something we can look at using the Castle Combe Twitter feed at future events as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because we can only see what we can see. You know, we're lucky here at Castle Combe. We've got David George over the far side of the circuit, and he's got a pretty good view, and so have I. But having said that, you know, there are black spots, and as John Barnard will testify, there's a lot to take in when you're commentating. You can't take everything in. So if we did have kind of spotters around the circuit on Twitter feeding us with relevant information, that could be very useful. Could also be quite overwhelming if everybody was doing it, but
we'd have to have a secretary up here looking after all the incoming feed, wouldn't we?
Our Twitter secretary.
Yeah. Talking about Tim doing his filming, John, we had Tim at the Racing School Day on Saturday, and he was filming that with the view to putting together a little package that can be seen by people when they like to go onto the Castle Combe site and have a look at the racing school and get a feeling for what we actually do there in hosting the thing, and then their session with the instructors and their own driving sessions and so on. And we had a busy day on Saturday, and I just went home and put my feet up Saturday night and forgot that the world existed. But it was a long, tiring day, but thoroughly enjoyable. And two of the Elise days are Lotus days, which are the most expensive course but the most demanding course, which goes on for about 4.5 hours. And if people aren't smiling at the beginning, they're certainly smiling at the end. But we had a super day, weather-wise and racing school-wise.
I could just jump in and say that you were mentioning the Castle Combe website. It's very easy to log on and become a member, which gives you access to the forum. You've just got to make yourself up a username and a password. It's not too difficult. You're then able to log on to the chit chat. You'll find a number of the drivers involved saying what they're doing or the problems that they're having. It's a very interesting insight, but much more interestingly is these guys that, Simon Tilling with Tilling Motorsports, an example, Will's Autos and Turnpike Racing, all of these guys, they all give links to YouTube, and you can see some just amazing in-car footage. And if you don't think those special GT guys go real fast, take a look at Simon Tilling's in-car footage. It is absolutely mind-blowing as they go over Raven Rise and into Quarry. And then also, I think you'll find that you go to William. I mentioned William de Claudio primarily because he's my godson. I'm allowed to promote him, although I'm not allowed to promote his business, I've been told. But go to his website and you'll see some in-car footage that was broadcast on Motors TV that we were talking about earlier today from the Diamond Jubilee meeting. It was some very dramatic footage from in-car, how William avoided the accident with the Geraldine's car, I think, that was turning over at the start, and then the start winding up on the barrier. So some dramatic stuff, very exciting stuff, as you've got an opportunity to see what the driver's eye view of racing, rather than just watching it from the outside around the circuit.
Yeah, we've just